November 4, 1922. Howard Carter discovers a step beneath the sand in the Valley of the Kings. By February 1923, he opens a tomb untouched for 3,245 years, inside over 5,000 artifacts. A throne, chariots, a golden funerary mask weighing 11 kilograms, and the mummy lies hidden within 3 coffins, the last made of pure gold, 1 meter 85 centimeters long, weighing over 100 kilograms. But the pharaoh did not take only treasures with him. Within 2 months, members of the excavation begin to die. Lord Carnarvon, money, power, health, the expedition's sponsor. On April 5, 1923, he dies in the Continental Hotel in Cairo, the doctor's verdict. Pneumonia following a mosquito bite. He is 57. Next, Arthur Mace, the man who moved the final stone blocking the burial chamber. He dies in the same Continental Hotel after episodes of weakness and loss of consciousness. George J. Gould, an American multimillionaire, flies to Luxor for a single day. He personally touches the artifacts that night, chills and delirium. Within 24 hours, he is dead. The symptoms are identical: fever, chills, delirium. Carter discovers a clay tablet in the antechamber. The hieroglyphs read, "Death shall come on swift wings to him who disturbs the peace of the pharaoh." A second amulet beneath the mummy's wrappings. "I am the one who stands guard over the tomb." Carter hides the tablet to avoid frightening the workers. But by 1929, 22 out of 58 people present at the opening have died. Among them, radiologist Douglas Reed, who cut the mummy's wrappings. He dies back in England from vomiting and dizziness, and 1 man survives. Howard Carter lives until 1939 and dies at 64. Why him? Version 1. Not mysticism fungus. In 1962, South African physician Jeffrey Dean claims the symptoms resemble cave disease. Microscopic fungi, Aspergillus flavescens, live for centuries inside mummies. When released, they enter the lungs and cause lethal inflammation. Dr. Azzeddine Taha of Cairo University investigates. He finds the same fungi in archaeologists who worked with mummies. At a press conference, he declares, "This is no longer dangerous. It can be treated with antibiotics." Days later, Taha is driving to Suez. His car suddenly swerves left and crashes into a limousine. Instant death. But fungus does not explain everything. Take the death of Lord Westbury. His son Carter's secretary dies in Cairo. In London, Lord Westbury throws himself from a 7th-floor window. Version 2. In the late 20th century, Professor Luis Bulgarini proposes the ancient Egyptians may have used atomic radiation to protect sacred sites. He claims the floors of some tombs contain uranium ore, the walls radioactive stone. In this case, those who spent hours or days inside the tomb received chronic radiation exposure, and they did not die immediately, but months later from the destruction of bone marrow and lungs. Now switch on cold reason. In 2002, Australian researcher Mark Nelson publishes an analysis in the British Medical Journal. He compares mortality rates between those present at the tomb and Europeans of the same age living in Egypt. The difference does not exist. The average age of the curse victims, 54. In the 1920s, that was normal. Carter died at 64, 10 years longer. The fungus is real. Radiation levels in some tombs exceed the norm by 10 times, but together they killed only those already weak or vulnerable. Panic-canned newspapers did the rest. But here's what matters. The Egyptians were masters of toxins. They impregnated fabrics and walls with poisons that retained potency for millennia. They sealed tombs airtight, allowing toxic vapors to concentrate over centuries. The question is not whether the tomb of Tutankhamun was cursed. The question is how a civilization without microscopes created traps that kill after 3,000 years. We still do not know all their secrets. Most people will stop here, say it's just a coincidence, and move on. But if you're not the kind of person who accepts simple answers, subscribe. It only gets more interesting from here.